What is up, boys and girls? It is your buddy Obi, aka 3X, back on the mic once again with a little video here. What you are looking at right now is not a creation of mine. As you can see, if you are on 2K25, you can obviously tell that this is an upload from 2K25. That person who follows my work and also does some creations of their own. Ascend, shout out to you for bringing this to my attention. Brought to my attention. Obviously, you can see that this is a 2K25 version of Madison Star. That is how we say heavily modified. I don't even know if I can put this up on YouTube without getting it struck down for like age restricted or something like that, because I mean, just look at it. This individual, Koi Maje 619, which I will blow up the section right here onto the screen of this person's creator name and 2K name, took the liberty of taking a version of my caw and creating their own version in 2K25, and then making a lewd version of this caw. Now, I can't cut this person any slack just because they gave me credit on the upload. That doesn't make any difference to me here, because there's three strikes on this particular thing. Number one, as you all know by now, I'm not on 2K25. I'm still creating characters on 2K24. And I said that when I do get on 2K25, it's only going to be a handful of characters for my Underground Kings and Academy projects. No XWA characters, unless they're involved in either one of those other two stories. So Madison Star here would never be uploaded on 2K25 because she's not a part of either. At least, not now. That's strike number one. Strike number two is, well, this is part of strike number one. The fact that I have not given anybody any permission to recreate any of my characters on 2K25. Nobody. Not even the people who I have given permission in the past to create characters in previous games. So there should be no version of any of my characters uploaded to 2K25 at all, because I have not given that blessing to any creator. That's strike number one. Strike number two is the fact that obviously this person ripped off the graphics and assets that I used for the 2K24 version of Madison Star, which is something that I've done in the past for other characters. I've had to do that to recreate my brother's characters because I didn't have the assets to create the graphics and the tattoos and stuff like that until I got a hold of his hard drives. So I know that's a thing that people do. But that doesn't make it any more or less acceptable when you do it, especially when, going back to strike one, you were not given permission to recreate the character. So there's that. And then strike three, the fact that it's a lewd version of the character. Okay, I have a little bit of sex appeal in my female characters specifically, and some of them I do take up a couple of notches, but that's character based. It's never just for the point of, oh, look at her, she's wrestling in her panties. Like this is, obviously. Has absolutely nothing to do with the Madison Star character. It's just basically, as the kids say nowadays, gooner material, point blank. And that makes my characters look bad. This is not a good look. This is not a good move, and it's not something that I accept. So, Why am I making a video about this as opposed to just sending a message to this koi mage? Because this person apparently doesn't accept messages. You can see that they're on PlayStation. For those of you who don't have PlayStation, there is a feature that allows you to not receive messages from anyone who is not on your friends list or in clans if you're in a game that involves clans. So I would have just simply reached out to this person personally without anyone's knowledge or hearing of it and say, respectfully, can you take Madison Star down because of strike 1, 2, and 3 as it is that I have just explained? But I can't. So I gotta make it public. I gotta blow up this guy's spot, and I gotta let him know and let anybody else know for the foreseeable future that I have not and will not give permission to anybody to recreate any of my characters on any game that I am not currently engaged in. And once again, when I do start creating characters on 2K25, and I will, they won't be XWA characters. So, yeah, we'll see where this goes. And again, shout out to Ascend XVI. I know that's a number, I just can't remember what Roman numeral that is. Shout out to a lot of you guys because I've always had a community that has been looking out for me for a very long time, even back in the days of when people just used to flat out copy my caws and upload them like nothing. Like, oh, look at this character that I made myself, even though everybody knows that it's a 3X creation, but you had the audacity to rip the graphics, copy the attire, and then re-upload it, and think that people were going to assume that it was something that you made yourself. That's been a thing that's existed in the call community ever since they introduced community creations. But to be honest with you, it hasn't been something that I've experienced for a long time. Technically, this isn't that, but it is similar. And I've always had a community of other players and other creators and followers of a channel who has had their eyes out for that type of thing for me and for other creators in general. So very cool. Much appreciated to you, Ascend, for giving me the heads up on this. And yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know, Komage. I think you maybe need to go outside and talk to some girls. You know, get your hands on some boobs and some booties and get that whole thing out of your system, because this right here, this is not doing it. Not doing it, bruv. Unless you're a girl, of which case, still, like, there are better outlets that you can use than to do this type of thing. And with somebody else's character, like, create your own lewd cause. Why would you need to use somebody else's character to create a lewd call? Like, I don't get it. And to the 33 people as of this video who downloaded this shit, like, y'all, man, if I ever found out who you were, you're not getting invited to the cookout. Like, your privileges are revoked. If I knew who you were, I would freaking ban you from my channel, my social media. You would never see any of my creations ever again. Hell, if I knew who Komage was on other platforms, I would ban him too, because this is a no-no. This is not a good look right here. Anyway, as you can see, I'm on Call of Duty Black Ops 6 here. Like I said on my Twitter, I've been playing other games, just kind of taking a break. Sometimes you need that from core creation. And yes, I play Call of Duty, even though I'm not going to be playing it after this, because, yeah, we ain't even going to go there. But I'll be back streaming shortly, probably tomorrow afternoon or something. Get back into the creation thing. I just had to, branch out, do a couple of other things, work on a couple of other things. But we'll be back in the lab very, very soon. So thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. And I will return. Until the next time, Obi, aka 3X, signing off. And yeah, wow. Ain't that some shit?